7 News Update is brought to you by Woolworths, the fresh food people.
Good evening. Wallaby forward Ben Darwin has been cleared of serious injury. And while his future in the sport is uncertain, he's confident of being at Telstra Stadium on Saturday night when his teammates take on England for the Rugby World Cup final. Terrorist network Al-Qaeda has issued a new warning to Australia. After claiming responsibility for a weekend bombing in Turkey, it's threatened to strike at US President George W. Bush and his allies. Queensland's corruption watchdog has formally launched an investigation into the jailing of One Nation co-founders Pauline Hanson and David Ettridge. The inquiry will also look at the role Federal Health Minister Tony Abbott played in legal action against the pair. And West Australian teachers have refused last-minute appeals to call off tomorrow's strike. Their action over a pay claim is the first in 8 years and likely to affect every government school in the state. I'll have more news in just over an hour.
In case you missed tonight's Cash 3 draw, the numbers are 5, 5 and 6. Cash 3, easy to play, good luck.
Tonight's Sports Update, brought to you by the 185 kilowatt Nissan Patrol, the most powerful patrol ever.
Hello, Basil Zemplis updating 7 Sport. Injured Wallaby Ben Darwin says All Black front rower Kay's Muse may have saved his life. Darwin thanked his Kiwi rival for pulling out of the scrum when he realised something was wrong. And on top of the table, the Perth Glory will spend a week in Sydney to try and beat the travel bug. Good night.
This 7 News Update brought to you by Australia's AMP.
Good evening, Simon Reeve with the 7 News Update. Al-Qaeda has again singled out Australia as a target for a terrorist attack. It's claimed responsibility for the weekend bombings in Turkey via an email sent to an Arab newspaper. That same message warned that the group would strike countries who've supported America in Iraq. But Attorney General Philip Ruddock has no plans to upgrade the current terrorist alerts.
This hasn't in any way changed the alert level that we have. The message is no different to what we've heard before.
The government says Australia has always been a target long before the war in Iraq. An inquest has opened to hear new evidence in the murder of Victorian toddler Jayden Lesky. Jayden's mother Belinda was at today's hearing 6 years after her son was killed in Moe. The man acquitted of the 14-month-old's murder, Greg Domasevich, stayed away. He'll give evidence later after failing to have the inquest delayed. DNA experts involved in the O.J. Simpson trial will also be called. Queensland's corruption watchdog has taken the first step towards investigating Pauline Hanson and David Ettridge's overturned convictions for electoral fraud, today calling for public submissions. The Crime and Misconduct Commission will focus on the failings of the Queensland justice system and the role played by Federal Health Minister Tony Abbott. He set up a slush fund for a civil suit against the One Nation co-founders. Well, Wallaby forward Ben Darwin has been cleared of serious injury. He lost feeling for a few minutes in Saturday night's Rugby World Cup semi when a spinal disc touched a nerve.
Ben Darwin's home for now is a Sydney hospital. The Prime Minister among those who've sent a get well note. The brace around his neck will stay for at least 6 weeks.
And I heard like a crack, like a noise, like a firecracker going on. And I thought someone had punched me in the head because I kind of blacked out for a second.
It happened 48 minutes into the game. A scrum collapsed and for almost 8 minutes, Darwin was motionless on Telstra Stadium. His memory of the moment is vivid.
I yelled out my neck, and I think Case Muse, the opposition prop, heard that, and in the middle of a semi-final of a World Cup, you know, to actually pull off and not go through the scrum, which is what you're taught to do as a prop. That was pretty kind of him, pretty courageous.
It was pretty quick, you know. Once you heard that neck call, you don't want that on your conscience.
The 27-year-old doesn't know his future, but it's unlikely to include football. Now he has a different goal, just to be there on Saturday night to see the Wallabies finish the job.
To the weather, sunny in Brisbane, cloudy and 22 in Sydney, sunny in Canberra, Hobart and Melbourne, showers and storms for Adelaide, Perth and Darwin. That's 7 News to now. I'm Simon Reeve. Have a very good night.